Now you're sure about this, Dr. WHeasel? 1851, the Great Exhibition at Crystal Palace?
Without a doubt, Advig. For once, we've even got the suitable attire to blend in with the natives. Although I must say this starch collar really chafes.
Leave it alone. It'll be nice to enjoy a spot of culture for once.
Too right. After dodgy cosmic game shows, I'm looking forward to a nice, relaxing promenade. Remember though, if we bump into Prince Albert, do not ask his advice on trouser arrangements.
Trouser arrangements? Whatever do you mean?
Halt! Paws in the air, where I can see them.
Oh, delightful. My own private entity firing squad.
He got knocked down, but he got up again, with a merry quip in his heart and a ticket to ride in his pocket. Together with companion Advig Goose, Dr. WHeasel challenges the evil of traffic wardens throughout the cosmos in Dr. WHeasel and the Recumbent Remembrance, Part 1.
There they are, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant Benetton. Carry on.
Sir.
Dr. WHeasel, Advig. Somehow I knew that you two would be involved in all of this.
Mr. Colonel Archway Badger, how splendiferous to see you. The extra gold on your shoulder suits you.
It's Brigade Leader now, Dr. WHeasel. Although I assume that will make very little difference to you.
Not at all, Mr. Brigade Leader. For some reason that actually feels slightly more appropriate.
Much more distinguished. Only the same can be said of that moustache.
Avec shush, grown-ups are talking. Anyway, Mr. Brigade Leader, whilst I appreciate being escorted to weapon point from the Weasels to a rather plain, dingy office as much as the next time, Weasel, an explanation would be quite welcome. And honestly, would a lick of bright paint be too much trouble? It might keep your soldiers occupied so there's less time for, I don't know, threatening people with guns and such like. Everybody wins.
Is that all that matters to you, Doctor? Appearances?
If you think that, you've obviously never been inside the Weasels. It elevates rubbish accumulation into some sort of avant-garde art form.
Well, if you didn't like the dustpan and brush set I got you for your birthday, Advig, you only had to say. I kept the receipts and everything.
Perhaps if the accompanying birthday card hadn't been in the shape of a vacuum cleaner containing the message, "Many happy returns. Now get back to work." Honestly.
It was the only card that the card shop had left, apart from the one with a bunch of cute and adorable puppies playing snooker. And let's face it, that one falls into the Galactic Council's restrictions on cruel, unusual punishments.
If I could...
Why do I put up with this? It was the same last year with the Junior Mechanics kit, pointedly left right next to the Weasels' dodgy time hyper gearbox.
That's quite enough. You want an explanation, Doctor? Very well. Follow me, both of you. Sergeant Benetton?
Sir.
Kindly let D-Wing know that we're on our way.
Yes, sir. Foxhole 1 to D-Wing. Brock and guests incoming. ETA 5 minutes. They're expecting us, sir.
Right, come along, Doctor. Advig. You too, Sergeant.
Be right with you, sir.
I'll admit, these entity headquarters of yours seem a whole lot bigger on the inside than they look from the outside. And that's a phrase I never thought I'd be the one saying.
Might be my imagination, Doctor, but isn't that brigade leader fellow just a little bit out of sorts?
Indeed, Advig. Personally, I think it's something to do with the amount of starch they put into their uniform collars that makes them so uptight. But yes, he certainly seems far more serious when we met him at Pottingdale.
Oh yes, the daffodils. I was sneezing for a week after that. Transgalactic hay fever can be so annoying.
Don't push you two. Honestly, I haven't seen the old man this annoyed for ages.
You've known him long, Mr. Sergeant?
Stop that. I've not been a mister for yonks. But yes, me and the brigade leader have worked together for a few years. Ever since that incident with the abominable wombat in the Edinburgh sewers.
Abominable wombat? What did he do? Hug people to death? Viciously play the bagpipes?
You're thinking of wombles, Advig. Wombats are... No, I've got a clue.
Do you mind? We lost good men in that night, including my old mate Smithy. I haven't been able to eat haggis ever since.
It's probably a blessing in disguise.
It was when a similar incident happened in Paris that the old man pushed the bigwigs around the world to found Entity.
Still sounds like a stupid acronym to me.
Here we are. You wanted an explanation, Doctor? There.
A sleeping woman! Yes, that explains everything. At least I'm assuming it's a woman. It's difficult to tell with all those bandages. Maybe it's Kevin Bacon.
Perhaps she's a mummy. Hello? Are you my mummy?
Read the medical charts, Doctor. Everything you need to see is in the first 2 lines.
Dr. Gillian Garland? Now that's a striking name. Why is it so familiar? Oh, Groblox.
Quite. We found her unconscious after we'd finished mopping up at Pottingdale. When she woke up, she was muttering, saying she was a herald of the green apocalypse.
Isn't that a cross-channel ferry?
No, I think you're thinking of Roxy Music.
Ahem, gentlemen. We thought perhaps that a cup of tea would calm her down, but she just got worse. She started attacking my men with her pruning shears. We had to restrain her. Her condition deteriorated. Nothing the brain boffins tried could shake her absolute certainty that she was no longer human. We found her one day, clawing at her face, screaming that the plant within must be revealed. Then she fell into a coma, where she's been ever since.
Well, the brigade leader, I don't think that...
Precisely! You didn't think. You just left her there, waltzing off in that fancy wardrobe of yours, not even considering the consequences of what she'd been through. This is your fault, Doctor. Damn it all, it's mine as well.
Brigade leader, normally I'd be the first to blame Dr. WHeasel for, well, practically everything. But Dr. Garland came with us by her own choice. It was even her idea, if you recall.
My fault. I let my prejudices blind me, focusing more on her being a woman rather than the actual situation. I gave her too easy an excuse to walk unprotected into danger. Danger that you then exposed her to, Dr. WHeasel.
As the goose said, Briggy, it was Jill's choice to come. No one forced her at statement point.
Her choice, your choice, and my choice. And look where it's left her. Doctor, these space beings, no matter where they come from, we can't cope on our own. If they can travel from beyond the stars, then they are already so far ahead of us as to make any defence that we could put up seem as effective as a wet paper bag. Even you two, I'm fairly sure, if you wanted, could just waltz out of here, and there'd be nothing we could do.
Well, one doesn't like to boast.
Clearly you're thinking of someone else, Doctor. You vainglorious mustelid.
My God! Don't you ever take anything seriously?
Well, that time I represented Belgium at the Eurovision in '83, but generally no, Briggy. Not if I can help it. I found being serious is normally too much effort for far too little return.
Well, at least take this seriously. Help us, Doctor. We've no real answers. We know too little. Dash it all, we're staring into the abyss, and far too many things seem to be staring back. Your help could be invaluable to us all, to the entire planet.
Really, Brigade Leader? You think you can demand this of me? A time weasel? Chain me to this dismal, tea-obsessed world, all because you want your grubby little monkey hands held?
Me? I'm not demanding anything from you, Doctor. She is. Leave if you want. I can't stop you.
Doctor, perhaps we owe the brigade leader and Jill something?
Okay, Vic, you like the tea around here, so, how do you fancy a short break? Oh, and Brigade Leader, I don't suppose Entity happens to have an opening for an overqualified scientific advisor? Have Dr. WHeasel's wandering days come to an end? Will the 1970s trousers prove too much for Advic to cope with? And will Dr. Garland ever regain consciousness? The answers to these are unlikely to tell it next time when we begin our next epic, Dr. WHeasel, and the importance of being WHeasel. Dr. WHeasel's Weasel Study audio device production of the original script by John Gabitol, featuring Randolph Weasley as Dr. WHeasel, Clinton Goose as Advic Goose, Elliot Stewart as Sergeant Benetton, John Gabitol as the Brigade Leader, and Sarah Meadows as Dr. Jill Garland.